It's important to look at the whys. Why queer or challenge the curriculum? Why make it gender inclusive? And I borrowed the answer to the question from an essay written by Rudine Sims Bishop in 1990. And she wrote about the importance of providing young readers with diverse books that reflect the multicultural nature of the world in which they live in. And in her essay, Dr. Bishop coined the phrase windows, mirrors, and sliding glass doors to explain how children see themselves in books and how they can learn about the lives of others through literature. And she makes the point that it's crucial for children from marginalised groups to view themselves in the books they read. And when books don't serve as mirrors to children, they learn a powerful lesson about how they are devalued in society. In addition to acting as mirrors, books can also serve as windows that give readers a glimpse into the lives and experiences of others. If we extend her metaphor to the curriculum and our LGBTQ students at third level, and in turn to all our minority groups, is it not also important that they see themselves in the curriculum they are provided with, and therefore we must recognise our own role as educators in designing the curriculum to be more inclusive. Why does querying the curriculum matter so much? Well, first of all, it benefits all our students. It helps them to have a better understanding of LGBTQ people and other minorities. It encourages them to question stereotypes about LGBTQ people, and it helps to promote acceptance. And the benefits to our LGBTQ students include validating their existence and experience and their sense of belonging, reinforcing their value and self-worth, and providing space for their voices. The gender-inclusive curriculum benefits all students by promoting equality, diversity and inclusion, and teaching them about the myriad of identities in their community. I took this reason from the Stonewall 2017 report on creating an LGBTQ inclusive curriculum, a guide for secondary schools. I felt that it really applied to the university as well. When a curriculum reflects the diversity of the world we live in, including LGBTQ plus people, all students can be supported to develop inclusive and accepting attitudes towards those who are different to them and feel proud of the things that make them different themselves. Addressing LGBTQ issues in the curriculum makes a difference to young people's attainment and sends a reassuring signal that it's okay to be LGBTQ+, which positively impacts on their well-being. The Trinity RCSI study on the lived experiences of gender minority students in Irish third level education and the Belong to School Climate study on the experiences of students in Ireland's secondary schools report findings in relation to bullying and harassment of these students and how this affected their academic performance. For some of them, it materialised as absenteeism and making decisions to leave their programmes for good or taking time out. According to Belong to, it's impossible to tackle bullying effectively without talking about LGBTQ people across all areas of school life, including in the curriculum. I believe this also applies to the university. Bringing LGBTQ people to life in a curriculum that acknowledges and celebrates diversity of all kinds will make it easier for students to understand why discriminating against someone because of who they are is unacceptable. It will also help address any misconceptions or stereotypes that students have about LGBTQ+ people. I think this also applies to misconceptions that staff have as well. And we also know that many more young people experience homophobic, biphobic and transphobic bullying regardless of whether they are LGBTQ+ or not, simply because they're perceived to be different in some way. For example, because of the activities they like or the way they dress or speak. So following on from these two reports, having a gender inclusive or sensitive curriculum helps to reduce absenteeism of LGBTQ+ students caused by stress and bullying and harassment. It improves the retention of our LGBTQ+ students, and removal and reduction of stressors improves academic performance. This benefit was stated in the University of Birmingham's Best Practice Guide for LGBTQ inclusivity in higher education, and it points to the savviness of students who are more EDI aware than ever before and are making choices based on what they hear universities are doing in this area. Creating an inclusive curriculum should form part of a whole university approach towards celebrating difference, tackling homophobic, biphobic and transphobic bullying, and supporting our LGBTQ+ students.